Which button should I have pressed?
There we go. So this is us live again, I think. Um,
Yeah.
what we are seeing now, I think, is Virginia joining as well because we've got something else
Okay.
joining the room.
So I'm going to disconnect this time myself, not the entire webinar. I'm
So,
so sorry about that.
that's all right. Emmanuel, listen, all you need to do is turn your video off and turn your microphone off,
Okay.
and then hopefully that should be great. Virginia, hi, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, hey, we're back
Okay, great.
online.
We are indeed. Wonderful. Okay, well, hopefully everything's recording as well, and obviously we can provide the replays to everyone afterwards. We should be broadcasting in the same place where we were, so hopefully we'll pick up a few viewers again. I'm sure we will. So
Cool.
thank you for joining us in this.
Yeah, it's good to see you, David, in these, crazy world that we live in, and kind of take a look at some of the ways that that's impacting business and kind of creating a shift in how we live life and what the new normal is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I said at the beginning of the summit that people obviously need to think of themselves. First of all, they need to make sure that they're okay, their family's okay. But to a certain degree, that also involves where they're getting income from and how their businesses are running. In relation to that, first of all, how their businesses are performing within this new normal, but also hopefully be able to prepare themselves and their businesses for past whatever's happening and however long this is going to last for. So I guess is those couple of perspectives. As long as the people are okay and their families are okay, which has got to be the first priority. It's how to ensure that their businesses are doing okay during these times, or how to amend their businesses to ensure that they do okay during these times, and then to prepare for that afterwards. So I'm sure you're going to be talking about that a little bit, and obviously covering COVID a little bit and how businesses are coping during these times, but also talking a little bit about this 24-hour period that Facebook have presented us with in terms of a challenge and how to navigate our ways through that. So would you like to try and share your screen, and hopefully we can get your presentation shared?
Okay, let me see what happens here.
Lovely. So it's towards the top of your screen. You should be able to see the third button saying turn screen share on. So you'll have an option of saying either share your desktop or share the application window. So just select whatever you desire from there.
Okay. Let's see. The
Now,
only thing is the application window option. I never know if that will work in presentation mode, because once I go into present mode, I don't think I'll be able to see anything. So be sure to just shout out if there's any questions, or if there's anything going on in the chat that you want to give me a heads up about.
absolutely. So I see a couple of people just starting to arrive back in there. So I think having the same link has worked there, as we've managed to restart everything effectively. Now we can see your screen. We can see you in presentation mode. So that's wonderful. So just start whenever you're ready. I'll turn my audio and video off and hand it over to you.
Okay, thank you, David. Today in my presentation, I wanted to share some data about what's going on in the business world related to COVID. As you know, we're all kind of navigating this together, and yet in our own unique situations. One of the most comforting things, of course, is to just know what the data says and what is happening at a data and statistics level that can maybe explain or help us guide and make the right decisions at this time. So that's one of the things that we'll take a look at today, as well as some of the tactics to use to actually address the situation and be nimble in business at this time. So I kind of just liked this as a way to start the conversation, because I don't know, it was kind of hard for me to figure out how do you dive into a business discussion when some people just are kind of trying to figure out life. So if you're kind of able to have your head in the right mindset to talk about what's the new normal for your business, because maybe your business is part of your family, and that's just as an important priority of, you know, how you're going to get through this time. So we're talking about a new normal and what that looks like. Neil Patel had shared some very interesting data about industries that are seeing growth or decline at this time. And of course, everybody's going to be in a very unique position, and their industry is going to affect that. So if we're looking at advertising, if your business is around that, we're seeing a big decline in traffic and conversions with Google and Facebook ads. We're on the meanwhile in industries like media, there's a big upswing in our need to have instant information. Travel, of course, is down because a lot of us are grounded and are at home, but this leaves us a good time to interact with, you know, new digital channels. So I'm sorry, I'm just gonna pause real quickly. I totally can't. So that's part of the reality of, you know, working from home with family members right now. I couldn't hear what was going on. So we can edit this out for the recording, but let's take a look at some of the specific ways that digital is changing right now. We can take a look at digital advertising and how clicks from Google search ads have actually been going down this month. I mean, this is not a surprise. It's just very interesting to see it in this graph, this drastic decline. And we're also looking at the conversion rate from Google ads going down as well. But meanwhile, our usage of Facebook is drastically increased as we're looking to messaging and messaging to keep us in touch with our communities, our families, video messaging as well. But messaging is seeing a 50% increase on Facebook, which is something that you definitely want to take note of. And this is maybe an interesting graph as well, where we're looking at customers that are looking at MobileMonkey as a solution have seen a big uptick in the last few weeks. And the reason for that is because of the importance of having real-time customer communications available, and then of course the solution that MobileMonkey provides there. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I work as the marketing director at MobileMonkey, which was awarded the best bot platform of the year last year. And what the platform does is allow businesses to create chatbots, which are just like automated conversations in Facebook Messenger, as well as text message for SMS and web chat as well, which means that people can chat with you on your website without being logged into a service like Facebook. And you can create all of these automations without coding, and you can also have them all the conversations that you write for any of the individuals channels works across all of them. What MobileMonkey was started for was because of this shift, this whole once in a generation shift to move to instant messaging or text messaging as the primary way that we stay in touch. And this is obviously kind of dated data, but it is just kind of accelerating, and especially accelerating in the last few months as email open rates are dropping and text messaging is increasing. And the reason for that is because the open rates and the accessibility and the reach of text message marketing or Facebook Messenger marketing and web chat is just a ton better than email marketing and Facebook ads. People read text messages 90% of the time within the first 3 minutes. So in the last few weeks, I've been getting so many more automated messages from organizations and businesses that I'm connected with, with urgent updates or event updates, promotions and updates. There's just a lot of people that are moving their marketing channels into text and messaging because of the fact that it's in everybody's pocket and it's very easily accessible. So we'll take a look at some actual use cases here for using chat marketing, sales and customer support. just to get your kind of inspiration flowing. So this is a case study here. We have 3 of them that we'll go through. One of them is Technoset B, which is a kind of space age material for beehives, which is really environmentally friendly and lasts longer than traditional beehives. And Technoset B is one of Emmanuel's clients. They had a great result when they ran ads on Facebook that created new contacts for their chatbot. So if you're thinking about this in terms of your marketing funnel, you can think about Facebook ads at the top of the funnel as a way to kind of do lead generation and create new contacts with super targeted audience targeting. And then as a result, you create new contacts that your bot can chat with. And these contacts come at a much lower cost per acquisition than other Facebook ad types. And then Emmanuel's agency, i-seo, drove those new contacts into retail sales, so pushed them down the funnel, and they saw a over 600% increase in retail sales. We also can take a look at how MobileMonkey uses our chatbot in the similar way. We're kind of more at the middle of the funnel where we're targeting folks who are already fans of our page and using Facebook's ad targeting options to create like a remarketing campaign of folks who might know our brand and are fans of our page, and then send them an invitation to join the Facebook community MobileMonkey Island, so that we can create a deeper relationship. And we've learned that through this strategy of inviting folks who might be kind of top of funnel, familiar with the brand, and inviting them into our closer community, that we're seeing a higher increase in conversions from that cohort of folks. And they spend more time in the app because they're more engaged and they're more educated, and they have a better understanding of the solution. So then even further down the funnel, we can take a look at this example of what Blenders Eyewear has done. And we're using here something called sponsored messages. So chatbots in general work across any kind of channel that is a text messaging or messaging channel that allows for kind of setting up these automatic conversations. And in the Facebook ecosystem, what we have is a certain type of ad called a sponsored message. So sponsored messages allow you to send an ad or a targeted message just to the people who've already had a conversation with you in Facebook. So as you can see, this is people who know your brand. They've messaged you on Facebook, so they're very at the bottom of the funnel. And you can send a promotional message using sponsored messages that drive people to some call to action, or in the case of Blenders, it was about a sale for some sunglasses related to a holiday campaign. So as a result, they're finding that the retargeting of folks who are already deep in their funnel results in a lower cost per action. So that sale costs 7.5 times less than other ad types. And the click-through rate is super high, 10.5 times higher than other Facebook ads. And this is all the power of using chatbots in a full funnel strategy. What we've been doing as chat marketers for a long time is working within the Facebook ecosystem. And Facebook really changed the game about a month ago when there was a change to the 24-hour rule. So I'll tell you a little bit about how the strategy that we're seeing that really works, where Facebook can be one of your channels, but it's just one, and we're talking about a multi-channel strategy for reaching people in the messaging apps that they use every day, right? So also messaging apps like text messages or web chat. So we'll kind of create it all into like a synchronized customer experience, using Facebook as one of our channels, but not the only one that we're relying on. Because of this 24-hour rule, there is a limit to how many times that you can message somebody in Facebook. And once that 24-hour window after the initial contact from your contact closes, then we're going to be looking at how to create messages or create conversations in other channels. We'll go through 4 steps here to create this full-fledged conversation flow. In step 1, we're going to talk about getting new contacts. There's a lot of ways to get new contacts. We call these lead magnets. So any way that you can create a contact with your bot would be considered a lead magnet. Web chat is one of those. Web chat is a chatbot on your website that helps answer questions. It's found to increase conversions 75%, especially on those high intent pages where having an instant answer to a question can be the difference between somebody bouncing off the page and then somebody purchasing right at that time. We also have Facebook posts and Facebook ads, which can be a way to create new contacts, as well as SMS magic keywords. So we are all pretty familiar with the, text winner to 8675309, and you'll, be able to vote for who you want to win American Idol or whatever it is like that. And this is also another way to get new contacts into your SMS marketing campaigns. I kind of ran through all of these lead magnets here. So here's what a web chat widget looks like. With MobileMonkey, you can do a chat widget that is both adaptive to Facebook, people who are signed in and creates that Facebook conversation, or web chat. So folks that don't have a Facebook account or aren't logged in their browser can still chat with your bot. And then this is what the SMS magic keyword looks like. And in this case, text club to Larry's phone number here, and then you'll get updates from Larry about text message marketing and chat marketing and using automations in messaging. With Facebook ads, we're looking at a brand new system where instead of paying for a click on an ad where the user goes to the website and maybe 2% of people fill out that form if you're lucky, with Facebook ads, you pay for the click on the ad. You instantly get messaging permissions when people start a conversation with you. You qualify your leads by asking questions, which means that you have a much more broad understanding of your audience and what they need. And then you send them to the right kind of offer or page. And you can always restart conversations with chats or have them opt into other messaging channels. And then with the lead magnet of Facebook posts, we're talking about something like a comment guard where automatically your bot will send a follow-up with somebody who leaves a comment on your post. So these are people who are already engaging with your content and want to, you can turn them into a qualified lead. So step 2 in the full funneled approach to chat marketing is to send drip campaigns. And this is especially useful in the Facebook Messenger ecosystem where you have a limited 24 hours to send messages. So use that 24 hours wisely to invite people to stay connected with you in other messaging channels or your emails or something like that. So I recommend using drip campaigns in every messaging channel, from email to SMS to Facebook. So drip campaigns are a way to nurture your leads and continue to educate and deepen a relationship. So within the Facebook system, sending those 24 hours of drip campaigns, I would recommend sending folks an invitation to subscribe to your newsletter or updates in text messaging. Step 3, you can also do this kind of opt-in to multiple channels like SMS and email with your web chat as well. So this is kind of what it looks like on the MobileMonkey.com site. And step 4 would be for folks who are older Facebook contacts, use those sponsored messages to follow up with them. Sponsored messages look like a native ad in the Messenger inbox, which is why part of the reason that they get such good results. Of course, these folks already know you, which is another really important marketing tactic in remarketing. And then using this sponsored message ad to get opt-in after 24 hours has elapsed is another smart strategy. Just as a kind of point of comparison, the cost per impression is 2 cents per message when you use the sponsored message ad type. So what we got to review here today was just how COVID-19 is requiring a shift in how businesses connect with customers, and that we can use messaging as a way to reach customers where they are today. Chat marketing is a full funnel multi-chat initiative where we're able to, create new contacts through a number of different channels and funnel them into the channels that our customer says that they want to message with us. I think that for a lot of us, we're looking at how to face this challenge with COVID-19 as a way to evolve ourselves. We're looking at really awesome ways to grow our business, to shift into new channels, and to learn something new about how we can be there for our customers in this time. So I do think that what's really interesting is the Chatbot Usability Tests that that Emmanuel will talk about later on today, where you can get real feedback on your bot funnels, because human testers are certainly a source of data about how your chatbot funnels that you've designed are performing. Check it out for a free month with the coupon code here. And take a look at MobileMonkey options as well if you're not using chat marketing today, or if you are using chat marketing, but you're interested in kind of using a one platform system for messaging on multiple channels. MobileMonkey has a new free forever edition where you can connect with your customers in real time automatically in the chat messaging apps that they're already using. Check that out at mobilemonkey.com. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. Congrats to you for staying involved with your business and the opportunities of growth. You can get these slides here by texting BotUT to the number here. You can also message the chatbot on mobilemonkey.com with BotUT, and you'll get the link to these slides as well.
Lovely stuff. Great presentation as usual, Virginia. And I love the numbers, the call to action there. That's just getting much more common again nowadays to see a telephone number as a call to action, and you should obviously do that and see what Virginia's got going on there in terms of a responsive chatbot. If anyone's got any questions, I know there's a few people still watching us again now, so anything that Virginia shared particularly resonated with you, please share your comments in the chat, as well as if you've got any questions about any related topic. I tell you what, Virginia, I really love the fact that MobileMonkey are focusing on multiple channels nowadays. Obviously, you started off as a business. I tell you what, you want to perhaps just stop sharing your screen if that's okay. You're just
Sure thing. I just
in the
wanted to get this
application now.
coupon code for Kevin. All right.
Okay, great. Got you. So that's the coupon code shared in the chat if anyone wants to get that as well. So I was just saying, yeah, MobileMonkey are obviously focusing on so many different channels now. You've got the web chat, you've got SMS as well, and other channels coming on board potentially as well. One thing that you did mention is people now can relatively easily opt in to receive messaging in multiple channels nowadays. And I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on this, because I've personally struggled in the past to actually find software which actually provides an overarching communications preference center, i.e. I'd love a bit of software people could go in and simply decide whether or not they're happy to hear from me or another brand using certain platforms. So perhaps even using social media as well as web chat, SMS, and email potentially as well. What are your thoughts on where I guess we are as a MarTech industry at being able to provide that to consumers? And perhaps what are your thoughts on what MobileMonkey are doing to help consumers opt in or opt out of various platforms?
Right. Yeah, I think that giving our customers the ability to say which channel they want to get the messaging in is where we're at as a MarTech industry. But I don't see a unified platform necessarily, and if one exists, it's probably a very fancy enterprise platform or something like that. But if we can look at trends and we can make a few decisions that messaging is probably the future for a lot of things. Of course, it's context based and it's industry based, and it's like, I still use email, of course, but I also really need certain kinds of updates in text because that's the quickest, and that includes even with business, like with my colleagues or with my team. I know that I can get stuff done faster more timely and be most up to date when I'm using messaging as the kind of channel for communication. If you aren't using messaging, think about your business in terms of a critical service right now. I think that there's no reason to think that your business is not a critical service, and that using a more real-time automation or communication channel might work for your customers as well. So that's, I think I kind of veered from your question a little bit, but at least with something like a multi-channel platform, and maybe with MobileMonkey being focused on the messaging and chat part of that communication spectrum, then you can give your customers the ability to choose which chat application best fits their lifestyle and preferences.
To be honest with you, my question probably veered from what you were actually presenting anyway. So you have total permission to veer from the question as well, and obviously relate it back to what you're focusing on and the presentation as well. And what you're saying, absolutely, chat is such an imperative medium to reach people quickly in times that are challenging, which is the moment. So now is the time for chat, but now is the time to use chat in a thoughtful manner, a manner that is certainly reaching the right people at the right time. So it's not a case of blasting your whole audience. Most of the time, it's a case of being thoughtful about who you're sending messages to and how they might perceive that messaging, and on what platforms are the most appropriate ones for your audience. And just in relation to, I guess, what I was referring to, if anyone's watching that happens to want to start a communications preference platform and create that as a business that's linked up to Zapier, I would love it personally, certainly, to be able to have consumers use a one platform to simply say, yeah, please communicate with me on these platforms, tick, 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 and untick, untick, and then have that information synced up with other software. It's perhaps not as easy as I'm hoping it might be, but it's one of these random thoughts that I have.
Yeah, I mean, once you do connect with a customer or a prospect or somebody who's interested in deepening, their relationship with your brand, you could send a survey, or I think you're missing, what you're asking is the missing piece of automating it, so it's sign up for everything, but invitations about, would you like to get our text message updates and that kind of thing is cross-pollination is important, definitely.
Absolutely. So it was a wonderful content as usual. I don't think we've got any immediate questions in the Q&A. If anyone has any burning questions afterwards or after seeing the replays, what are the best ways to reach out to you?
That's a great question. For sure, MobileMonkey Island is a great place to connect, and I love to check out what you're all doing in chat marketing and kind of give feedback on strategies and that kind of thing. And if you want to take a look at what MobileMonkey is doing on the platform, go to mobilemonkey.com, chat with the bot, and we can start a conversation there.
Superb stuff. Well, let's get Emmanuel on again quickly, hopefully, just in case he's got any last questions for you just before you shoot off. Emmanuel, if you could possibly turn your video on, your microphone, and there he is, just by magic. So good to have you back, Emmanuel. Do you have any last minute thoughts on what Virginia's been sharing today?
Well, I would like to thank Virginia for her amazing presentation. She really shared some really, really interesting stuff that I didn't know. I do not follow coronavirus outage up close, as much as she does. And definitely they run more campaigns than us. and they see things from a completely different level. And those were quite interesting stuff that she shared. And I thank her so much for everything.
Thank you. I hope that it was interesting to everybody.
Absolutely, I'm sure
Thank
it
you.
was. Virginia, as you
Enjoy
head
the
off,
rest of your
please
day.
don't click on the big red button. Just close the close the browser window. And
I am the destroyer.
Thank you, guys.
wonderful.
Have a
Thanks
great
again,
one.
Thank
Virginia.
you. Thank you.
Great to have
Take
you.
care, Virginia.
So, Emmanuel, great to have you on again. So, obviously, you're going to be sharing a second presentation with us, all about
Yes.
chatbot usability testing.
Mhm.
So, I'm really excited to hear this one as well, because I think it's something that people can utilize to really ramp up conversion rates, engagement, and ensuring that they're interacting with the right audience. So, if you could possibly share your screen with us, let's get going with this wonderful presentation.
Okay. Okay.
Wonderful. Okay, so we can see your
Okay.
presentation completely fine. Chatbot usability test is what I'm seeing and what everyone else is seeing. So it's over to you, sir. I will just turn my microphone and video off now and leave it to you.
Thank you. So, um, let me say a few things about how we came up with the idea to create this tool. So we are building we have built quite a few chatbots, and at a certain point, we really need, especially for the complicated ones, we really needed a second opinion. We needed someone else to take a look at them from the eye of the consumer and tell us that if they actually behave as they're supposed to, and also if they behave, if what is the reaction of the people who are using them? Are they fun to work with? Are they boring? Do they have difficulties in using them? Sometimes we just come too fast. They don't have the time to read everything. The screen keeps scrolling. It's annoying. Stuff like that. So we tried to find a tool online that does this thing, and to our surprise, there was none. I mean, there are quite a few usability tests about ads and various other things, but not for chatbots. And there is a good reason why. To test a chatbot, it requires much more effort. It requires people to be trained to know what they're looking for. Um, and for instance, if you watch the previous presentation that my previous presentation, you saw that there are certain things that you need to absolutely have in your chatbot in order to be a good chatbot. You need to have the stop possibility in order to for users to opt out from your messages, and basically that would be the first thing you should tell them. You also need to give the possibility to select a human versus a bot. So all these best practices need to exist in every chatbot, and uh, also you need to make sure that your chatbot is working. There are many times there are outages. Recently, a few months ago, there was a huge Facebook outage that actually was affecting ads as well. And sometimes updates happen, and some of the widgets or dialogues on your chatbot won't work, or even the entire chatbot won't work, and somebody has to actually see that and inform you and inform the platform owners like MobileMonkey, and let them know that thing is not working, and they need to check it. So we had this idea, and we created the bot ut.us that does exactly that. And it's the only online tool that does it. There is nobody else who has published such a tool. It provides live high-quality chatbot tests by actual human beings. No bots are harmed during these tests. Bot action is closely monitored by the Bot Human Association of America, and that's a joke, of course. But I thought it would be funny to mention. I want to say that Chatbot Usability Test is 100% compatible with MobileMonkey, world's best integrated web chat that supports SMS and Facebook Messenger bot chatbots. It is a great platform for marketing and customer service, but it's also compatible with any other chatbot platforms out there like ManyChat. You can use it with virtually anything. And there are quite a few things you can do with a Chatbot Usability Test. But first of all, when you build a chatbot, you have to ask these certain questions. So, is your chatbot user-friendly? Does it work as expected? So, those are the two questions. I mean, do you have problems inside your chatbot? Because, most of the time, if you have an error in one of the dialogues, the entire flow of your chatbot can break, so it will stop, it will not go forward, and so the rest of the widgets, or one of the widgets simply won't work, and if that widget is about something that controls the flow of your bot, you will miss that flow, you will show something else, everything will be messed up completely, and so you need to check if the flow works as expected, all the widgets are working, you have no errors there, and your chatbot is user-friendly, fun to work with. Let's face it, if your chatbot is not fun, nobody's going to use it. And so there is only one way to do this. You need to run a chatbot usability test. There is a discussion support group for users of chatbot usability test. I'm going to share that link right after the presentation. So how does it work? The customer basically orders a chatbot test by providing the chatbot URL and, if possible, a mind map file. For those of you who don't know, that mind map is basically, instead of writing a complicated functional specifications document, what you do is you provide a graph like a flowchart that is basically a left to right or right to left or both directions, and it basically shows all the actual widgets and how you basically pass from one widget to another depending on your questions and answers, and so basically it's a visual representation of the flow of your chatbot. After that, they check out, they pay for the test, and upon the successful payment, the test is available to the testers. And right now, we only support the US and Canada and only English-speaking chatbots. But in the near future, we are going to expand to the rest of the world, and we will support more languages. Now, depending on the complexity of the bot, it can take up to 3 days for all the tests to be concluded. However, the tests are live, and that means that even if one tester has concluded the test, you can see the actual results for this tester. So you can see the customer can actually see live how the test progressing, and can actually see what each tester has actually rated about the specific bot, has mentioned problems or proposals to make it more fun and stuff like that. So the testers for the time being are rating the bot according to usability, engagement, and fun. and the average, of course, is calculated automatically. So it's like a rating system, just like you rate a movie in IMDb, for instance. And at the end of the day, they can actually write down the problems they face, the things that they liked. So you can build on that, and useful advice of what to improve. And again, these people are trained professionals that doing the test, who have nothing to do with the development of the chatbot, of course, but they perceive it from the point of view, from the eye of a customer. So, and the test is performed by many testers. You can actually select the number of testers that you want to test, or you want them to test your bot, and you can actually see from different points of view how everyone how everyone perceived it, how they like it or not. So there is an anonymity between the testers and the customers. However, a customer can always rate the tester, can actually they can contact support and say, I didn't like what this tester did. It wasn't very professional. However, we have a bunch of test coordinators that they constantly check our testers, and if a tester fails our expectations, they are actually fired. This hasn't happened yet, but we have control. We have people who are controlling them and check that they are doing the job right. And if in any case comes to our attention, to answer Kevin, yes, the reviews are available for the customer who has ordered the test, and yes, they can copy them and use them as testimonials on the website. Yes, but we did not build a chatbot usability test for that reason. I mean, the reviews basically are for you to understand what's wrong with your bot and fix it, or what's right with your bot and even build more of that. So to conclude my thought and close the parenthesis, the customer who has ordered the test is actually refunded for an unsuccessful test, for a test that didn't meet the expectations. So everything is done in a very professional manner, and to us, customer satisfaction always comes number one, always is a priority. We are currently hiring testers all over the globe, and we are aiming for fast test response. Although, if you have a chatbot that has like 1,000 widgets, and within those widgets and dialogues, there are like 100 combinations and 100 flows, different flows that the bot can actually navigate. It can take time, but it usually takes less than 3 days. It can take up to 3 days to be concluded. All the testers to conclude the test, because you can understand. I mean, if you have a chatbot that it's an international chatbot and it works, everybody can access it from all around the world. We are going to use testers that are in various time zones, and so some of them can perform the test during the morning, the customer's time, of course, and some of them they can do it during the night. Some of them can do it during noon, so it takes some time to be concluded. And if the chatbot is very complex, it will take time in order to conduct a serious and professional test. Again, we are aiming for fast test response. Testing quality and speed and customer satisfaction, again, are our primary goals. This is basically the main screen. If you go to chatbotut.us, this is what you're going to see. The most important menu item is test your bot. So you can actually click on test your bot, and you can start the test immediately. For now, as I said, Botgirl.us is only available for now in North America, so US and Canada, and in English only. But by June, we will support Spanish and French. So we will basically support most of the countries in the American continent and a lot of countries in Europe. And by the end of the year, we will go globally with the rest major languages. So here I would like to offer you gift number 2, which is basically the ability to test your chatbot. If you have a chatbot that is like up to certain number of widgets. I mean, you're not expect us to send us a chatbot that has 2,000 widgets and you need like 200 testers to test that. Obviously, this would be impossible for a free test. But if you have like a normal chatbot, we would be really happy to test it for you. So you can have basically a pro version of the service for 1 month for free to test your chatbots. And you also get MobileMonkey, so it's 2 gifts in one. You get the MobileMonkey for free, any plan of MobileMonkey for 1 month too. You just go to mobilemonkey.com and register using the coupon that you see at the bottom of your screen, and you can also see it in the chat, the coupon code. Again, just for the usability test, this is a value of $80, this gift, and also depending on the plan that you are going to get for 1 month from MobileMonkey, there are quite a few. There's quite a value also from the MobileMonkey. And so before I go to our offer, I would like to show you how this whole thing works directly from our website. But before I do that, let's check out one test bot that I have created, just in order to conduct the test on this. So let's say we have a chatbot that tries to set us up with a perfect outfit of your little doggy. So we have a welcome message. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes, we can see your screen fine.
Okay, excellent. So you have a welcome message. Welcome to find the perfect outfit for your little doggy. We have a cat dancing here. Are you ready to proceed? No, I'm a cat person. Yes, I'm going to select no, I'm a cat person. As you can see, there is no check for that whatsoever. Widgets are going too fast. Excellent dog lover. Let's begin. So no check whatsoever that I'm a cat person. So I should see something different, and it behaves like I selected that I'm a dog person, right? So there is a funny GIF over here, GIF or how you call it, and it asks me to select the breed of my little doggy. So I select C2, which is my favorite breed. And then it's talking about the weight. It asks me about the weight of my little doggy, because depending on the size of the dog, obviously they need to set me up with a different outfit. So let's say my doggy is 13 pounds. And what kind of an outfit am I interested in? Let's say I want an everyday outfit. Excellent. Again, they are using the same GIF. So it's repeating. I don't think that's nice, So calculating the outfit, it takes forever, to calculate it. That's another downside. And basically, what it comes up with is it gives me this blue bow, and that says that that's all I need for my C2. And okay, I'm gonna select. Okay, I guess I was expecting something better. And then it prompts, thank you for rating. Type start over to start over to start over, or click the following button. Now, if I click the following button, it will start over. But if I type start over, actually, it will take me somewhere else. So that's a bug. So it takes me to the actual dialogue of the summit, which is completely wrong. But if I click on this, it will start over. And then if I select, okay, if I select yes here, again, this is a very simple chatbot that I made up in like 5 minutes. I can select your key this time. And then I can select 9 pounds because your key is smaller. And I want a sporty look for my Yorkie. And again, keep using the same GIF over and over again. Calculating outfit. And I don't know, is it crashed right now? I think it's like locked up, it doesn't move on. No, it did. And that's funny. So that's the perfect outfit for you when you're actually walking your Yorkie. I think that's a little funny. So no outfit for my Yorkie. I'm disappointed, but I don't have anything to. I don't have a selection that I had before, a rating, in order to inform the creator of the bot that I'm not happy about that. Although it's funny, it's not useful. So basically, if I start over, it will not work. If I type start over, it will not work, and so basically I'm done with it, or I can just go ahead and if I select, no, it's not going. Hold on, let me go back and actually copy the link and paste it here again. So I can start over with the chatbot in order to send you to show you the third flow. So let's say if I select Chihuahua and I say, okay, it's a 5-pound Chihuahua, really small one. I want to form an outfit for my doggy. It's calculating the outfit. I'm sorry for the wait. Maybe I should have set the time to be less, and then you get a cat that basically is trying to find an outfit, but it actually can't because there are no outfits for Chihuahuas. I'm sorry about that, Chihuahuas. I apologize. So this is a simple chatbot that you actually use in order to make a test, and so if I wanted to go to usability test and actually check it out, how I could actually create a chatbot usability test for that bot. Actually, I have already created one, but I'm going to show you how you create it. So you just click here, test your bot, and you need to basically select the type of the usability test. Basically, you select the number of testers. Currently, you have like the ability to select 50 testers, 100 testers, and 200 testers. Now, let's say I select 50 testers. So the total cost for the 50 testers is $2.25, and I need to select a number of widgets. So let's say my chatbot here is like 30 widgets. It's not very big. So that's the total price for 50 testers in order to conduct a thorough, extensive test, professional test for my chatbot. And the bot type is doggy outfit. And the chatbot URL should be, actually that's not the chatbot URL. Let me pull it up from here. I got a bunch of windows here, so okay, so copy link. Okay, so this is my chatbot URL. I paste it here. I actually copy and paste it from MobileMonkey. Okay, and I have the possibility to also upload a mind map file, and then I can tap run a chatbot usability test. So it goes inside my cart, and we can see everything here, and I just select the payment type, I agree with the terms of service, and I do a checkout and I order it. As soon as I'm done with that, then our testers can see basically the available test, and they start testing. I'm going to log in as a different account because I haven't created this test with this user, so I'm going to log in with a different account. And basically this is how testers are able to basically see the available tests, and they are able to basically, the tests are basically like reserved from each tester, and then they are executed, and at the end they are rated, and also they are writing down everything that they found. And basically the owner of the test, the one who created it, is able to see the test results. So this is, they also see the invoice. So hold on a second. Oh, that's the invoice. Test results. The test is currently in progress. I can see that. And no, this is again. This is the. No, okay. This is the link. This is the right link, I think. I'm sorry about that. I kind of lost the test results URL. I mean the order information. Again, this is a live a live webinar, and things like that can happen. But basically, this most likely happens because I have logged in with the wrong user. I created this with a different user, so Let me see. There you go. Yeah, here are the test results. As you can see, one of our testers already has posted a suggestion to replace cat gifs with dogs. There are quite a few errors in there. I already talked about them. It rated the usability to 4, the engagement to 4, and they really liked it. It was fun. In the future, we will have more ratings, and if you guys have more suggestions, you are welcome to send them to us. And basically, here you will see all the tests as they appear live as our testers are conducting the tests. And basically, this is how it works. It's like straightforward, and this is how you are able to actually order a test, and how you're able to see the results from your test. So it's pretty straightforward. As I told you before, we we will have in the near future also the ability to babysit your bots, meaning that once a month or twice a month or once a week or even every day or even twice a day, some of our testers can drop by your chatbot and test if it's working, if there is an outage, if it has any problems, and report them back to you, which is a completely different service, but you will be able to purchase it through the Chatbot Usability Test. So this is our offer. If you go basically to the pricing, you are able to actually purchase the test. So and there is also the ability for the 1 month free, so you can actually order this. But basically this price that you can $49 that you can actually lock down forever will be available for the next 48 hours or so. So if you guys want to lock this down, you should order as soon as possible by going to pricing and select. The difference between the plans is you can just register for free, and your cost would be like 4.5 pennies per widget per tester. You have the ability to conduct as many tests as you like, but there are no free tests, but also there are no maximum limits. No obligation whatsoever. If you select the Pro, you will pay $49 a month. Again, this is the offer. Normal price is $80, and you don't need any special coupon or anything. You just need to go to URL botgirl.us/pricing and order it. And then the price that you will have will be 4 pennies per widget per tester, no volume discount. You will have 1 free test per month for 50 widgets and 50 testers. If you will receive it as a coupon, so actual money. So if you have let's say, if you have a test that only has 25 widgets, you can save this for a later test, and then you can actually test 2 widgets with the same thing, or you can order 2 widgets from to test from the same order. Of course, you have unlimited paid tests. We currently support tests up to 200 testers, and there is always unlimited support during the test duration. So if there are any problems, if you need any help, we can totally help you with that, and we can even help you fix your chatbot. But this is a completely different situation. You need to contact us, and we need to actually make you an offer depending on the complexity and the problems of your chatbot. And then we have the agency plan, which is 3.5 pennies per widget per tester. There is a volume discount on that, depending on how many tests you're conducting per month. Basically, it has to do with how much money you actually spend on tests, because you can even do one test, but your chatbot would be like 2,000 widgets. So this is like a really expensive test, especially if you run it for 200 users, 200 testers. So there is a volume discount, and if you need to learn more, you can contact us. And for that, you get 3 free tests per month for 50 widgets and 50 testers. So the price is calculated, number of widgets times number of testers. Pretty straightforward. And depending on the plan you are, there is a different rate. And again, you have unlimited paid tests, unlimited support during the test duration. And basically that's our offer. You can go to botut.us/pricing. I think it's appearing on your chat right now. The link /pricing should be on your chat. Yeah, it is. Okay. So again, you don't need the coupon. It will, if you add it to cart, it will only charge you $49. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, if you order it now, I will give you Chatbot Usability Test for $49 for 3 months. So you actually get 2 months for free. And if you order the agency, again, you will get it for 3 months. So actually, you will get 2 months for free. And after that, you will lock down the price in the Pro for $49 per month, and the agency $149 per month. So that's our offer. You can go to botut.us/pricing and grab it before it's gone. You can use the coupon code Summit0408 without quotes, and get the offer. Thank you for your time. This is our information. If you want to contact us for any issues, any problems, we'll be more than happy to hear from you.
Absolutely superb as usual, Emmanuel, and as usual, an incredible amount of information for our audience to absorb, who are just sitting back, stunned, just wondering how they can actually move forward. And the answer is to definitely move forward with that service, because for the pricing that you were sharing there, $49 for many users to be testing your bot every single month is a no-brainer, really, because if you have a bot, it's probably going to be responsible for making your business a lot of money, or certainly have the potential of doing that. And for less than $50 a month, the facility to optimize it, to tweak it, to improve it, it should be a no-brainer. So I'm sure a lot of people should sign up for that.
And also, David, I would like to say that a bot, like a website, is a work in progress. I mean, you keep updating your bot. Your bot evolves according to your business needs and according to, to what it cannot handle by the customers. I mean, customers are asking the bot many questions that the bot doesn't know, and then you go in there and you build more dialogues, you add more widgets, more Q&A, and all these have to be retested, in order to see that they are working fine. So a chatbot is a work in progress, just like everything else. It improves with time, and you need to keep track of it, and you need to keep testing it in order to assure that it works great.
Absolutely. Now, if anyone's got any questions at all in relation to what you were sharing there, please share them in the chat just now, because it would be a great time to cover. Sorry, just turn my microphone off there just to have a little cough. You shared so much there. I would imagine many people are researching into a lot of things there. But there's one question that I've got actually, and that is relation to the common mistakes that you see or perhaps your teams have seen when they're testing chatbots. So can you give an overview of the common trends or mistakes that you are often seeing within chatbot sequences?
So not only with chatbot sequences, we find a lot of spelling and syntax errors that we are correcting that are also important because, people lose credibility when they see that you have spelling errors. They don't trust you. They don't think you're serious. Um, we also, the first thing that we are checking is that you give them the possibility to opt out, as I said before. You give them the possibility to speak with a human. Those are really important, and we always check on them. There are some things that we check standard, even if the customer doesn't mention that. Um, there are a lot of errors on the flow that we face because if you have, for instance, let me show you something. Hold on. I'm going to go to MobileMonkey, and I'm gonna basically show you something. For instance, hold on a second. So this is the find the perfect outfit. What happened? Okay, that's an extension that fired up. If you check, there are a lot of widgets here. Okay, some of those widgets basically are have a control, navigation control. For instance, this one controls. If I click situ, you will see that it checks for an attribute, and if it's the dog breed, is situ, then for all audiences, it actually navigates to the situ dialog. And this one navigates to your key, and we don't check for anybody else, so it goes to the browsing cat. But if, let's say, when we ask for the breed, okay, we accidentally, this is the most common problem, if we accidentally add an answer, and that answer has no content, immediately you see that red light here, that exclamation point that says answer cannot be empty. Now, if I actually run this chatbot, that means that it will not ask for the breed, the flow will be frozen, and basically it either it will not go through to the rest of the bot, or will its flow will be completely wrong, will not account for the situ. And let's see what happens. Okay, are you ready to proceed? Yes. Excellent. Let's begin. So as you can see, it goes directly to what's the weight of my dog. Although, if we go here, we can clearly see that, it should ask for this, but just because it has an empty answer, and it can happen so easy. I mean, you can accidentally click the button and completely miss it, don't even see it. And back in the old days, a few months, last year, MobileMonkey was actually freezing it. It was not moving forward. And there are still other chatbot engines that they don't, So you're done. But in any case, if you don't select the breed of the situ, of the dog, sorry, basically you cannot navigate to the appropriate dialog in order to go here and check for the situ. Okay, so that dialog will never trigger. Our outfit will never be calculated, and we're done. And this situation can happen so easy just by having a blank possible answer. So those things are really, really easy to happen, and we catch all those things, and in the near future, you will be able to especially with MobileMonkey, that you have the ability to add if you have the team plan, you can add you could add us, our technicians, to be able to see things from inside from MobileMonkey, and we can even find those errors and correct them for you. Of course, this is a completely different service, but we can actually hunt, review all your chatbot and hunt these errors and fix them. And most of these errors are so easy to fix. You just need to delete this extra answer, or you need to enter content for that answer, and the error corrects itself immediately.
Amazing. I mean, you say it's so easy to fix, and it is so easy to fix, but I think the challenge is...
But first you need to find it.
Exactly. And if you're the one that's created the sequence, to a certain degree, you're blind because you've seen the same sequence time and time.
That's exactly what it is. You couldn't be more right. You couldn't be more right, because always when you are the creator of something, you see it on a different level. You cannot be objective. This is your baby over there, and nobody can say it's ugly. Nobody. Okay, it's perfect the way it is. But when people actually interact with it, they find all its flaws.
Yeah, but you need someone to interact with it that hasn't experienced it before.
Exactly. And we have trained professionals who are testing your chatbot, and they know what to look for. They are trained professionals, and they know what to look for, and they find this. They capture these errors really fast, and they just let you know what the problems are. Your chatbot, basically a lot of problems come from maybe the widgets come too fast, maybe the widgets come too slow, maybe your typing widget is too fast or too slow, or you don't even have any typing widgets and you just push 10 dialogues and everything scrolls up. And when we see that, when the visitor sees that, most of them have an instant shock, and they just abandon the conversation with the chatbot.
Absolutely. Listen, you've shared some incredible offers as part of this summit. Obviously, you've got your SMS offer, and now you've got this great usability offer as well. You'll be sharing that with people afterwards, I would imagine, as well. The links, but the links are available in the chat just now. What would you say is one key takeaway that the viewer needs to take away from today's summit?
So from today's summit, I believe that the most important thing is that there is a way. Subscription messaging is gone, but there is a way to work around it. You don't have to pay to contact your audience. The most important thing, in my opinion, is to have their cell phone number and their email, because if you don't have them, they were never your customers. So this is easy to achieve. Even by paid messaging from Facebook, you can contact them, or by email, which is free. Although email doesn't have the same response. So you need to contact them, maybe pay for paid messaging for one time, and explain them the situation, explain them what has happened. Always be truthful, always be honest, and explain them that this is what happened. And if you want us, if you like us, and you want the content that we share, please give us your cell phone number. We promise we will never call you, only text you about this specific thing. And you can always opt out immediately just by typing stop. And then you don't need Facebook anymore. You can still use Facebook. You can reactivate 24 hours whenever you want. And you can do it really, really cheap and easy. You just need to do slight modifications on your system. In our experience, this takes just a few hours, and you have our full support, and you can do it immediately and get back your audience, reclaim your messenger audience. The other thing is that
own your own audience. Absolutely, get off the bandwagon where you're relying on third-party platforms to be able to communicate with your audience.
Exactly. And the other thing is that now you have the ability to actually perform a serious test on your bots, and and know the flaws, know how to fix them. And this tool is really important for professionals who are basically beginners on chatbot building, and it will help them realize what they need to do in order to achieve the highest engagement from the bots and the highest conversion. And for those who are really skilled and have a lot of experience, like agencies, they can actually outsource this service really cheap and focus to what's important: designing chatbots, selling chatbots, and making money.
Superb stuff. Superb. So just before we head off, can you just remind our viewers what the best way to get in touch with you is?
So the best way, you can drop us a message. You can go visit our website. We have all the telephone numbers there, and this is my personal email. You can also, if you want to use the company's email, it's info@i-seo.us. I'm just sending it now to chat. And so if you have any questions, any problems, any issues you wish to share, we would love to hear from you. We'd love to hear people's company's problems, and we're here to provide solutions for you. We're here to resolve any issues. Again, I would like to say we have a special service that we can actually integrate MobileMonkey to any system you have. We are the difference with other companies that do chatbot design and testing and stuff like that is that we are actual coders. We are programmers. We actually write code, personalized code that integrates with any system.
And you're passionate as well about
if you
the platform.
yes, we are very passionate. Yes. So if you have any crazy theory in your mind, any crazy something that you can realize how it can be implemented, how you can marry MobileMonkey or any other platform with any other system, we're here to help you. We can actually make it happen.
Emmanuel is the man to chat to. Well, thank you so much for sharing incredible presentations, sharing two wonderful offers there with our audience, and also, of course, Virginia for coming on earlier on and sharing her thoughts on how your business, your chatbot,
really useful stuff. Really useful stuff for Virginia.
Exactly. Well, I've been your host, David Bain. Thank you so much for everyone watching. Really appreciate you interacting. We've got a few comments there live. If you've got any comments afterwards, obviously, share that as well. But until we meet again, be fantabulous and do one thing that scares you.
Thank you.
Adios.
Have a good one. Bye.